Righty. Damn, why this now low? Can you hear me? Sound check, sound check. Just let me know, please. I am solo right now. Anna's on a plane back to California. I should have some of my crew in. So, good. Awesome. Awesome.
Your repurposed freighter drifts through space. As you stare out at the stark void, another ship comes in. Wait. Is this sci-fi?
Oh, thank you.
I thought we agreed on a World War II campaign. Oh. Did we? That's cool. I can pivot. The smell of smoke curdles in your nostrils. Hold up. I thought we were prepping for a zombie apocalypse campaign. All right, here's what we're doing. It's the year 3700. Humanity's elite fled to other planets long ago, taking with them all forms of advanced technology. Earth survivors scrape by with historic tools as weird phenomena plague abandoned nuclear sites. Witnesses report seeing glowing lights and the dead rising from their graves. And amidst the chaos, 3 strangers will meet in a dim bar. A veteran zombie slayer, a disgraced general out for revenge, and a space mercenary sent to investigate the power plants. Now describe your characters. How did you do that? I have the right tools for the job.
Hey, Mymorph, what's up, man? Dragger here, what's up? I am here. Solo right now. I should have a couple of my crew coming on. There's Anna is on a plane to California from Page, and I apologize. I couldn't stream from Page. There was no way. The sound. Lando, thanks, man. We're gonna have a hype train already. I sense it. I couldn't stream there. It was so. It was 3 times the people that were there last year. Naz, what's up? I couldn't stream. Yo, what's up there? Phil, is that you? I'm assuming that's Phil. I got some great picks. Some great stories. Phil, good to see you. Yeah, man, cool. Thanks for all the, my little idiosyncrasies that need to be taken care of. I really appreciate you working with me on everything. So, look at that. We already hyped up Death Ray in a good way. As soon as I do all the shout-outs here, I will get everyone's... I will get,
once spoken
what was I going to say?
Ageless.
My brain's off.
The dungeon
I just watched that Eagles game, and I'm like, oh, my God.
End.
So.
The curious are the ones most courageous.
Yeah, Phil, I'm glad you're all okay. As you know,
from stillness,
my wife would have kicked my butt if I didn't watch a game with her. So I left last night after all my seminars, and glad I did just for safety purposes.
Those unlucky.
Plus, I was so far behind on real work for my real job, and well, that's allowed. This is the loud part of the ad. And prepping for anything going on this week. So yeah, it was a lot. So you're all good. I'm glad everyone is okay. That's the most important thing. Hey, Rob. Rob, you got my, Rob, Phantom Ninja, if you got my Zoom login, 7:30, why don't you hop on? You were there a lot, so why don't you hop on? I should have Tim and Bill hopping on some point, but I don't know when, so. Michael, I know you're exhausted too, or I'd ask you to come on, Zudrak. So, yep. Phil, you home? No, I forget what button I got to hit next. Don't you hate when that happens?
Hi, welcome back to Gamescape 3D. Today we're going to do a speed paint of one of our little peasant houses.
Invites open, man. I
Here's
haven't
the
followed
resin
that.
house I have to paint today. It has been
I'm giving you a Zoom message.
Okay, so we're all ready to go. So I got about 3 minutes into it so far. We got the base, we got the roof, and then we have a few smaller components.
Oh, jeez.
I have flat boards here for the loft, and then I got
1 second.
a little itty bitty window parts there.
1 second here. Thank you very much.
And then I have a hood for the flue up on the roof, and this could be resin printed or FDM printed.
Phil, you're more than welcome to hop on if you want to talk about how great the con was this year. I gave you the Zoom ID, direct number, login right there at any point.
To put on the front with hinge.
So you're more than welcome to.
In terms of
welcome to come on too.
Sometimes these little holes where the filament
Why is
door,
Chuck? It's too late to send me pictures.
You can get clogged up on the resin doors. Sometimes the resin will just settle in there when it's washing out and kind of harden.
Hey, what's up, Dale?
With these doors.
Let's see if we can get through that level 2, man. That'll be awesome.
A little off.
Early. Yeah, take your time, man. Take your time. We're going to be on for a while, so take your time. But I'd love to have you on.
Is the size you need to clean out.
Talk about mostly a lot of my experiences, but we'll talk about some other stuff too, of course.
So if I have a door there, I might just...
Please do. What's up, Michael?
So we got those holes cleaned out. Should be plenty of room now for our filament. And we will continue on.
Alrighty.
The first thing I'm going to be doing is applying brown onto the timber frames. And I'm going to use a pretty good sized brush. I don't care.
No, stream's up, Troy. Troy, are you joking, man?
For this first part.
It's live.
In fact,
just reset it. We're live.
So there's my brown.
You're busting my stones.
Kind of on the lighter side of a mid-tone. Now I don't want to use so much brown that I'm filling in the details.
No, the system, Altamira gives you a VIP badge for 2 weeks.
That's all the better. You definitely.
That's what it does. It gives you a VIP badge for 2 weeks.
Waste your time creating an.
All right, we're through level 2, man. We get through level 3. I'll add 2 things to the hype train to the giveaway. How's that sound? Yeah, that gives you that diamond badge, and a lot of people have it from being special. Hey, Blue Jay, special people in the community, special guests. You know, people vital to Greyhawk's success. You know, my close friends.
Coming back later to hit these sides. This is kind of.
Very good.
Last time
see what time we got. 6:52. We're good.
You
hey, Jeff.
Have to come back
yeah, man. So you can do that, and you'll get a VIP badge for 2 weeks. It's easy to keep track of the way Twitch works. So, all right. Let me see what I got here.
So I'm just kind of going at it. No special care being taken to keep the wood color off of the.
Yeah, Rob. I'll have Tim on early, and he can only stay for a half hour, and then I'll move you in. Thanks for that. Thanks for that, Whitus. Now.
Glaze over these and let some.
Yep, gotta get us through 3, and I'll do that.
Black timber lines come.
Let me go to this screen here. We're right now cranking out. Master Crafter's coming on right now as well. Yeah, Rob, I'll hop you in for Tim. Yeah. I got a priceless picture of Tim up on my side screen now, so it's gonna hit. It's awesome. Pay no attention to the spinning 45s. They do nothing to your brain. up, dude? You hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep. That was a harrowing game, wasn't it?
It was brutal.
Brutal
at the end.
Dirty birdie. An original going back to like the first month we were streaming 7 years ago. You and the Naz. Yeah, man. How many months are you now, Naz? 73 months of. Jeez, man. It's freaking nuts. Oh, I'm sorry. You okay? All right. Well, at least you're okay, Troy. I'm glad to hear that. Chuck said there was a major pileup where he was, and he just got to Obsidian Risk's house. So, and Phil Wirt said that it was nasty trying to get Anna to the airport. So Anna may get stuck there. But we knew she wasn't going to be on tonight anyway, so. Someone's got the thing set to super high, Troy. I can't allow that. I'm clicking allow like 7 times. It won't let me allow it. There you go. Yeah, you just put roads were dung or something, it'll work. It's annoying. And Alex, can you look into that? And tickle us if you can. That would be awesome. Because I think it's so high I can't allow him saying the S word. There you go. Thank you. I'm gonna hit deny on this just to get this out. There you go. That didn't even work. All right, coming live, Bill and me right now. We'll have Rob on, Tim on, Phantom NJ on. So, alrighty. So we got through a level 2, and thank you very much for that. So I will double the giveaway tonight. So you'll get this, which we discussed, the Greyhawk Gazetteer, which we discussed so lovingly yesterday, plus your choice of an adventure module. It could be Hamlet or all reprints, of course. I have a Deep Dwarven Delve here, which is what I would go with if you don't have, which would have been Troy's third question if he asked it during the seminar, but he asked the first 2. So welcome, Bill. Welcome, man.
Good evening.
So how was Paige? Oh, that's what we're going to go over here, darling. Bill, how was Paige?
Oh, you know what? It was, I've been to PAX, so other than that, it was my first bigger con. I guess I went to Origins way back when, but, the big thing for me is I enjoyed it because I got to meet some really great people from the community. I got to meet Kurt, or Troy rather, and Alex, who was very generous and gave me a gift. Got to meet Mike Saxton, Captain Ron, the guys from Troll Lord. It was a good time. Yeah, got to play with Tim. So we had a good time.
Yeah, it was, and there he is. So I didn't take this picture, but this is like the picture of the con here. I don't think, here it is.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear, man. There you go.
All right. Yeah. So that was my particular face I put together for the wizard, the evil wizard. So I, worked on my look for him. Yeah. I think he was effective.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, my wife said, boy, that's a top 5 for Tim being disturbed looking. And I said to Tim, this is nothing at all. By the way, Tim, we'll tell this. You came up during the Troller Games Altamira discussion in exhaustion because of the story of how Altamira started. So we'll get to that too. So no streams and stuff. No, there were. Gary, I couldn't do it. And it's a good thing or bad thing. It was too freaking loud, and there was no dedicated place to stream. I couldn't do it. Tim will tell you.
It was very echoey.
It was very loud.
Yeah.
If I hadn't been used to yelling so much in the military, it would have been difficult.
And everyone will tell you, right behind my 2 seminars, there was a guy behind the screen playing a game, screaming his head off. It's just like, it's unfortunate, guy. I just couldn't do it. I brought my equipment. There's one thing I could have done. I kind of regret doing it, but I got a ton of pictures. Yeah, it is. It is. And that was the Joe Block War game. But I wasn't
Hmm.
thinking because it was in the Hilton. I probably could have done it on Saturday night.
Yeah, it was. It was. You were kind of crispy around the edges at the end of the evening,
All
and
right.
you weren't alone, so you were busy.
Yeah. All right. So just note it was not in the cards this year, but that's why we're here to talk about it, Gary. Because I got a ton of pictures.
I don't think you can broadcast from there unless everyone gets their own personal little mic that just that really only picks up their voice and really, I don't know how you do that. Some sound person needs to figure that out, but just a regular mic, I think, is a mistake.
Yeah. But besides that, it was a great. I'm going to say I'm going to go back to Wednesday. It was a great 4 days for me, but I'm assuming the fifth day was a lot of panicking. So, well, imagine someone have a bullhorn that they were using to jam. He was Rob. I know you were at the seminar too. That dude was loud. I don't think he was. Well, thank you very much. That dude was just freaking loud.
Yeah, well,
Loud.
a seminar really should be, if it's going to be mic'd, it should be actually in this totally separate room
Yeah.
so that everyone in that room can even hear because you know,
Well, that's what
it
Troy
could.
said. Troy said that they're going to have because Troy's on the board, I think there. So I think,
Oh, okay.
yeah. All right. So Wednesday. Let's start Wednesday. Rarely show a picture of my wife on stream. But I got permission. So Chuck drives up Wednesday. Chuck and I go to pick up Anna at the airport Wednesday. All right. We go out to the legendary Botto's in Swedesboro because I went to Swedesboro on purpose, right? So I treated them to dinner at Botto's. And of course, Chuck is that stinking cockroach Cowboy fan. Sorry for any of you who are. If you're a Cowboy fan from Dallas, it's okay. But if you're a Cowboy fan from all over the country, it's not okay. All right. And he's like, well, when I was a kid, they were really good. Everyone else stunk. I was like, well, that makes it even worse, man. You were fair with weather. We won't talk football. So, yeah. So, right in the background, of course, he's like, I got to take this picture. And Chuck's on the other side. So, this is the only picture I have from that night is, yeah, him taking a picture of the Eagles banner with us. But we had a nice dinner. You all remember we streamed Wednesday night, and that was a really fun stream. Thank you all for coming on. Then we went our separate ways for Thursday. And then Tim didn't get there till Friday, correct? I know we got you to what 7:30.
Yeah.
All right, I
Yeah.
got him for 28 minutes, so he can get through the Thursday here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can get through Thursday pretty quickly here. So the VIP event. Hail, man, thanks. Yep. Hail. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with them. So there was a huge reception Thursday night. As you can see, I'm with all the Troll Games people. There's Chuck, there's Steven, there's Jason Vay, there's Heather, a couple other people at the table, and we're just hanging out eating cheesesteaks, talking trash and all. So, yeah. Awesome, dude. That's great to hear. That is good to hear. Let's hope this year. So you had a good thing going there, and then the tables in here. So hopefully is Phil listening or Phil's not listening. So yeah, it was a cheesesteak party. They had chicken cheesesteaks, regular cheesesteaks. It was a Philly cheesesteak party for the VIP guests and the gold badge people. So on Thursday, which was cool. But they have games on Thursday night, so I'm playing a game. So that's all good. It's all good, Phil. So I don't know if you heard this, but I told you this. So I talked to Ron Meishner and I said, Ron, it says I'm on table 18. When I go over to the Hilton, like I need a large round table. He's like, no problem. Just see with Phil. They should have all the numbers up. There's no numbers on the tables. So I saw the numbers piled in the on a desk over like in a cubby. I went over, grabbed my number, put it on the table.
There
I was
you
out of the
go.
way, and that's the table there. I was like, you know what, this is perfect. So we're table 18, but we got that done. So I ran my.
That's called seizing the initiatives.
Yes, so that's what we're discussing here. So went and yeah, of course. So first game was missing at Surgeon and Repose. So I'm setting up here. Thanks. These are some tabletop misfit picks, right? So setting this up. Bill, there are a lot of fragile pieces on this thing, man.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't exactly meant to be mobile terrain.
Yeah, I realize that now. I didn't take it all, but I took enough of it. I took enough of it so that
Did you take enough of it apart?
Yeah, I did absolutely, and so as we're putting it
Tim,
together,
he took a lot of it apart.
I mean, did you break it? Did you break it?
got some pieces off here and there. Nothing that can't be fixed.
No more than normal.
Yeah. Yeah, no more than a normal game with JDMing, right? It's always breaking off stuff. So yeah, of course. So that's the fun part of it. Absolutely, that's the fun part of it. All right, so we get to that, and then funny stories during this game. Let me see if I missed any. Two of the guys were in my game last year. I think that's it, except for this picture. So make sure I don't miss anything. Okay. The two gentlemen in the middle here, and they were all over the Chilroy thing. Bill met them both. My gosh, I have the sign-in logs, and I'm so bad with names. But Jared, whose wife, is one of the dice goblin ladies there, who has like collections of thousands of dollars worth of old dice. Menser Moldave dice that are they're worth hundreds of dollars. So so I had three returning players from last year. And they played the same exact characters. He had Arabis and Candace. So a lot of you guys know those characters. Could not hit at all. So he had fumbled twice in a row. And then with his arrow shots, he rolled a 4 and then a 4. Next round he rolled a 4, then a 4. Right? After that last 4, he literally took the dice. And there's a trash can behind us right there. And he threw the 20-sided die into the trash can. Then got up and took the rest of his dice and dumped them in the trash. I've never seen anyone ever throw. And they look like nice dice too. He threw them all right the F out. It was unbelievable.
It's like looking at a golfer breaking their clubs. Bending their clubs.
Yeah. He said, I'm having a great time, Jay, but my dice are rolling for shit. I think it's like the spirit of our player Tom was in him. Yeah. Rob, were you there? Were you there just hanging out? Yeah. Just crazy. Yeah, I wasn't about to go through the trash can because people were dumping all sorts of food in there and all. So it was hysterical. He bounced off the rim. So you did see that. That's awesome. So Rob, hop on whenever you want, man. It's cool. Just hop on. So he could have kept him. Yeah, it would have been funny, but once they're in the trash, I'm not pucking them out because it was a big can.
Do you have enough dice already?
That would look like the only set he had. I don't know what he was using after that, but it was hysterical. So
at least
you got in there for the dice throwing. All right, cool, man. That was cool. It was a great. And then 2 people, like almost engaged. A regular. There's a lot of people that watch us on YouTube that I was not aware of. That watch us on YouTube. That watch us on YouTube, on video only because they're afraid of watching live stream. Right? What's up, Rob? So I was shocked, and he was a regular YouTube watcher and signed up and said his girlfriend had played a couple games with him, and he brought her, and she's like hooked. So that was so cool. She's like, "Oh my gosh, this is awesome!" So that was fun. So yeah. Well, Grandma always wanted to be useful. Yeah, nutty stuff. What's up, Brunko? It is, Gary. But let me tell you something. And I know Phil's on. How many YouTube video guys are there? Professor DM and Nerd Arky and all them. How many Twitch partners were there? That's it. So I felt special. And now I know Troy's
special.
Now, I knew you were gonna say. I know Troy's gonna put in chat. You are special. So yeah. But so day 1 ended Thursday night. So, and that's what happened. Rob, did you make it home safe?
Yeah, I got home just in time for the snow to start, but before it started sticking.
Oh, you just got home?
Oh no! I left the hotel at like 9 because I woke up in the morning and I realized they pushed off the time starting time for the snow. I was like, all right, take time to have breakfast there, and then drove home. Took about 2 hours.
Yeah,
it was 2 hours. It's not bad.
That wasn't bad at all. I got home like in 40 minutes quickly last night. We stopped and got dinner, and then yeah. So I'm glad I came back last night. Funny story of a tattoo. Mom's ashes. I tell people she always didn't know how to get under my skin. That's funny. That's a good one. Yeah. So all right, Tim.
Yeah.
Day two.
Right.
Friday.
Day two. Bill was there day two as well.
I was there.
Yeah.
Friday.
Yes.
Friday. Friday was a weird setup day. So, yeah.
Walk in. It's like, yeah, that table's not going to work.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was, and we took care of that. I think it was Matt, who was a, what would you say? A volunteer who really helped me out on this one. So, he said that these are free. So the table that we were assigned to was half this size. As you can see, there's two tables together, half this size, and then so this is that monstrosity of a. Oh, and by the way, I hadn't opened the box. Jeremy sent these in two boxes to me, and notice these two top tower things are completely busted up, but it gave it a little charm, I guess. So we put that together and did our best with it. And as I'm setting up, so I was able to at least put two tables together. Allowed to do that so that we had plenty of room. But yeah, that one table wasn't working, right, Rob? That was
like,
not,
yeah. That I was. This is not. This can't be right.
yeah, can't be. Absolutely.
We managed to get the thing together in about 10, 15 minutes at most.
Yeah, and I got there early. And I'll talk about that after Tim leaves. I got at the I got some great deals, man, at the flea market. That's awesome that they did. So yeah, so this is the arena from Gamescape 3D that I used at GaryCon. Actually the same piece, a little more busted up and travel. Dallas, North Texas, Shlomo. That's the one to go to. North Texas in June, man. Right in Denton, Texas, right near Reaper. Yeah, that's the one you want to go to. It's old school too. That's the one, 100%. Let me see. I got some more pictures here. So thanks, Doc. All right, so I'm gonna walk you through this. You know what? Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can do this for you. I'm gonna try and put the link in Whisper. So give me 1 sec. 1 second there, Phil. Phil Wert's gonna come on. Here we go. Give me 1 sec. Copy. I'm gonna put this link directly in that Whisper. You should be able to just link. You should be able to put your Zoom up and click on that. That should work. Let me know. There you go. First time Phil will be on. We had Ron on earlier. So here it is in combat. All right. So Bill was able to join us because we have one no-show. RR Brando, who's a regular. Look at that. That worked. That worked.
Nice.
Awesome. So, yep. All right. Look at that, man. He's connecting to the audio. I know sometimes it takes a long time. Some people it takes forever. There you go, Phil. Can you hear us? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
There you go.
There you go.
So we got the ever mysterious Tim, Bill the Master Crafter, and Phantom NJ on. Welcome, man. Welcome in. So,
yeah,
pretty much a home run, wouldn't you say? For page 2.
Well, seeing that I walked in and the stream started, I'm in my staff shirt. I'm
oh, really?
Sitting here in my staff shirt.
That's awesome. Oh, so you see, that's, man, I'm so glad I don't have to do any of that breakdown and stuff. Breaking down is the worst. That is the worst by far. It's over and you're like, oh, I got to do all this stuff still.
It's absolute torture. And then you're looking outside and the snow's coming in, and it's going to get worse. And I live northwest of where the con center is in Reading, outside of Reading, PA.
Up 70. Okay, I-70.
So Turnpike was not bad, and then I got on I-76, and it wasn't plowed at all. It wasn't plowed literally at all.
Oh my gosh.
And I hadn't driven in snow like that in 20 years.
Well, at least you're safe, man. At least you're safe.
Yeah. Well, I was like, I said to Anna, I'm like, I'm gonna be the one taking you to the airport, and it was her and Mike Nistel. Um, and we got in the car, and they had never met, and I just drove like white knuckling it the whole way down to the airport, just concentrating. I'm like, I got two people, I got to get to the airport, and they had this long, long conversation, this political conversation, and like
Anna in a political conversation? No.
oh my
Oh
God,
my gosh. Sorry,
I,
Anna. It
she
happens.
is. She's one of the. I didn't. She's one of the smartest people, literally, I think, on the planet.
Yep.
Like, straight up, like brilliant. But yeah. So we got them there safe, both of them. Mike was going to Austin. Of course, she's going to
Hey, John.
California. But yeah. So, but Ron, he just texted me. He said he's staying an extra night at the hotel.
Smart move.
Because he can't. He's just so tired. I mean, I'm like 4 hours of sleep every night for like 5 straight nights.
Yep. Sounds like the Gary Con crew.
Yeah.
All just how, or Ed Greenwood. He's been drinking all night. Just it's craziness. So sit tight. We're gonna go through with until we only have Tim for another 15 minutes. So we'll go through and get all what happened with the ever mysterious Tim, and then we'll get back to yeah. So here we go. Here, let me go back to this. So Tim, the only thing I do not have, Tim, is pictures of you at that table DMing. And I'm sorry because I'm DMing. I just didn't. I should have had someone go over. Maybe Alex. Alex, you take a picture.
I do. I think I have a couple.
Yeah, you can't share them on screen.
I have some, Jay. I'll send them to you.
Okay, I just don't have them for the stream here. It's okay. So as we set up and got all this going, it was a fun game. Notice the Zuni warrior up here, and let's tell. Go ahead there at the very end of the fight. What happened to Durgram? It was funny.
Oh, rushing up the stairs to try to get past the Zuni warrior and then getting knocked back down the stairs.
Yes, that was awesome. Boom, 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 boom. Knocked them all the way down. So I got Mistress Bronwyn here. Brian, he Dimension Doored, Tabitha here. Remember, Scarn's being played by someone there. Bill Bill was able to jump in because our Brando didn't come because of the weather. So he had Tatiana. You can see spectral hands all over there. It was a fun game, and notice all the dead puppets everywhere. Typical puppets and then some adventure, running an ode of yeah, it was fun. I love this arena because door opens, one steps out, door opens, one steps out. It's pretty fun. It was a good time. So we played that game, and that was another. The picture for the group is a little fuzzy because of the sunlight coming in, but yep.
Jay, who did the puppet voices?
Well, I tried to do. Oh, they steal my Lucky Charms for Freddie McCruger. What am I going to do, man? As Eric Mona says, it is the worst published source character and name in the history of TSR, right, Bill?
It's a character. It's like
that and Gargoyle.
Well, yeah, but the character in puppets, someone decided it was good to mix Freddy Krueger and an evil leprechaun together and hybridize it into something.
Yeah.
That was a good idea.
It's the character version of kitsch decorations.
Yeah, there's Freddy. There's the dead Freddy McCruger there, and the paint job by Bill is priceless. Where'd you find that anyway, Bill?
It was probably on my mini factory.
Yeah,
that's a couple years ago now. It's hard to remember.
What's up, Curtis? Yeah, let me know. You can keep us updated on scores here. So that was there, and then Tim is DMing at the same time.
Well,
actually a little earlier.
DMing Saturday. I was DMing Saturday.
Oh, this is Friday.
Yeah, we're still Friday.
Dude, I'm losing track of freaking time, man.
Yeah, Friday I did reconnaissance, a little shopping, see a bunch of stuff, take your time looking at all the gaming because the next day was going to be 10 hours.
Yeah, Saturday was. Yeah, I'm losing track of everything. And Phil, you can appreciate this. Everything's melding together. I'm lucky. Yeah. Everything's melding together. So
Yeah, it really does. It's like I got down there Wednesday already, and here it's Sunday, and it feels like it was Wednesday yesterday.
yeah,
So
yeah, absolutely. And it's like, did I enjoy it? It's kind of like what's his name? Anthony Michael Hall says in 16 Candles when he's in the car with the hot chick the next morning, right? And the Rolls Royce, he said, "Did I enjoy it?" He's like, so it's like that's the great. I guess if your people there are saying nice things about you enjoying it, that's all that matters, you know. But you
yeah,
work your ass off, and yeah,
it's I worked four four or five times harder than I did last year, and you think the first year would be the hardest because you're trying to pull it off, but the second year you're trying to improve upon, of course, pick up the pieces from last year, fix some mistakes, enhance everything. You know, you're going to have more people because our pre-registration sales had eclipsed last year's total by a considerable sum.
yeah.
I think it's harder the second and third times because now you know the pain that's coming.
And brother, did it come?
Yeah, I mean, we don't even know all the issues and behind the
Yeah.
scenes, but you had 1,520 plus pre-registrations. How many walk-ins did you have?
Today wasn't great, of course, because of the snow.
Right.
But Friday it was around 60 or 70
That's a
walk-ins.
lot.
70 was 3 digits. Today was probably only around 20 or so, and so total we're sitting around like 1840, something around there. I don't have the final numbers yet, but
Okay, that's great.
but
That's
I mean
three times last year.
last year was 1140,
Oh, okay.
so yeah,
After
it was 1140 all said and
perfect.
done. But yeah, so probably around 700 more people attended page 2 than page 1.
Yeah. BB Fan Fun. Castle Greyhawk is not as bad as Gargoyle or Puppets. Trust me. Castle Grey, the original WG7, you can make something out of it on those levels. There's one or two levels that aren't that bad, but like yeah. So
I think the worst part about Gargoyles is it's supposed to be serious.
yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah, Curtis, you just missed that. Yeah. Oh, you think it's worse? Okay, all right. Well, it's left up to conjecture. So real quick, Curtis, I know you missed it, but here's the puppets' last fight. Good old Rob's character, Durgram, a campaign character, got critical hit ganked by the Zuni warrior at the top of the steps, knocked him all the way back down the steps as the spellcaster was left. All the other puppets, as you can see, are dead during that fight. So it was fun. We had a good time. I took down some. She's dead. Millicent died, but there was a we call it the special Wayne potion. The elixir of life she had on her. So yeah, it was a fun time. It was a good game. And I got to fit them into 4 hours. So, all right, let's go over to what Tim had going. I don't have any of Tim's DMing, but Michael Zudrak, here's Michael and Tim, and this is look, both of them looking seriously disturbed. Whoops, it would be nice if I switched it. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, Tim and Michael Zudrak. I got some nice pictures of Michael and his family. So this is the crazy one here, and then playing in Anna's game, Anna's Hawk Tales. So we got Bill, the Master Crafter, and his son Sean, and as Sean will do the third game. So Sean played in 2 games that day, which is cool.
He was feeling it, believe me.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. Michael and his son in the Flyer shirt, and then Tim and his son Mark, here, all playing. So let's hear Tim. What are your thoughts?
Oh, it was fun. It's Anna set up a system where you don't have a class that locks you in. As you go up in levels, you can kind of broaden what you study, and armor makes a big difference. So I did make a mistake. I just opted to test the system by having my battle mage guy run in and help kill a goblin, unknowing that the troll boss was up on a ledge, and the boss jumped on him, and I ended up experiencing what the whole trauma and kind of getting back into the game was like in her system.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
but then again, you push it. You'll push stuff.
Well, I
which is
didn't
cool.
push after that.
So glad that picture shows off your hat head, Michael. Well, there you go. Let me shout out Frog God, one of our sponsors. So, Frog God and Troller were both there. So we had two great sponsors of our channel there, which was awesome. I know Chuck is exhausted too, as he was stuck in traffic for a long time. So
Troller was there almost with nothing themselves.
What a bad story that is. But at least it came like at 11 o'clock Friday, right? Their whole pallet is missing. So, of course, it's Chuck, right? Chuck, they always have something going on. We're there Thursday, and Steven Schultz walking around like, where's my books? They're not coming. So they finally worked. They got them there at 11 o'clock the next day, thank God. So, yeah. But they had nothing for their table. But it sounds like they did really well. Really, really well.
Amateurs talk tactics, professionals talk logistics.
Exactly. Phil, how was it for the vendors?
The vendors I talked to, and I talked to a couple of them at the end of the day on Friday. And so, typically if you have a 3 or 4 day con, your Thursday and your Friday are going to be a little bit slower than your big day on Saturday.
Yeah.
So typically you're setting their tone for what you can expect, for your vendors to keep them happy and just your overall attendance. And I talked to a couple of new vendors and a couple of returning vendors on Friday. They said, we've already made the money we expected to make and then some, and it's only Friday. So let's see what Saturday brings. I talked to, what's his name now? He drove up from Augusta, Georgia. The guy that was Ron's, not Ron Meischker, but Ron's Vintage Games, I think, or something like that is his name. He's reselling stuff.
Yeah.
Minis and, old TSR stuff. And he came and said goodbye to us today. And he goes, I have never made more money at a show than this show.
Wow. Michael Zudrak just says Frog God outperformed Gary Con and Game Hole sales numbers.
Yeah, Jen and Zach told me that they did better at page 2 than they did at Gary Con.
Wow. That is crazy.
Honestly, the problem with Gary Con. The problem with Gary Con is where the vendor hall is.
Walk outside in the snow.
Yeah.
Or you can go the big long walk through the tunnel inside, and you feel like you're going forever, and it's just you're exhausted by the time you get there. It's like, what? Here, this was easy. You just walk to the end of the hall, and there you are.
Well, I'm glad to hear that for everyone since they come back, and it sounds like Trollord had a great sales numbers too. So
yeah, check.
That's what their Instagram said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Chuck is a chatty fellow.
No.
And,
They also had copies of the Hermit with them. So
yes.
That was that problem. Actually, the Hermit, and I think they had some castles that to gig some stuff with them. The Gigsburg. That would definitely help.
All right, hold on 1 second here. Keep on going, guys. I'm gonna see if I can get my wife to bring something up.
I will. I'll talk about my game that was Saturday morning, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, let's talk about that before you gotta go, man. We'll jump ahead.
So some people was like, why did you start it at 8? Because that's the earliest they let me start. No, I usually have the early game. There's my magic user caricature for the evil wizard. So it was a continuation of a game I did online, so I had to adjust because this was the first con I ever went to and ran a game at. So I enjoyed it. It was fun. I had a lot of energy. I never sat down, so I stayed standing the whole time. It just made it a lot easier to handle the table. So I really enjoyed it, and I think my players did. They seemed to, and they all survived. I know.
So, besides you, how'd your son like it?
He did like it. He enjoyed it. Although he did have a terrible rolling. He did some bad rolls. So quite a few fumbles. And then when he finally did get a crit, it was against the mirror image.
And that didn't. Yeah, you got to roll it. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So.
That's good. What was the premise of your game, real quick?
So the game was these 4 barbarians were following like their hero barbarian and got caught up by a couple hundred
Rovers.
hobgoblins.
The
Yeah,
Rovers
rovers in the
campaign.
back.
Was it?
Yeah, and they got funneled into a trap. They got captured basically by
Thanks, son.
this group of hobgoblins led by a hobgoblin shaman, and there's a human wizard there, and they kind of have an internal power struggle. And while Rattlebones was the hero barbarian was being ransomed off, most of the garrison went to escort and handle that mission, which gave them a little bit of an opportunity to try to make an escape. And the shaman kind of said, "Let's make a deal. If you help kill the wizard, so I can, he's like, I'm a hobgoblin, I should be in charge." So he was trying to use the barbarian's prowess to kill the wizard. Of course, he was planning on killing them after that. They did kill the wizard, and then they killed him too. So
beautiful. Michael says, ask Tim about my natural 20 prediction. Oh my gosh, too much tape on this.
That was in Anna's game. He kept doing terrible, and he goes, "You know what? About 4 minutes before the end of the game, I'll roll 120." And honestly, that was almost exactly what happened. So that was pretty funny.
It was cool that God, my brain's off. Friday night, we all went to dinner. My wife came and brought my son up. So my son, my wife, Tim, his son, Bill, Steven Chenault, and Chuck all made it to dinner, and we stuffed it in before they had their seminar Friday. That was awesome to see them all. We just all hung out, had a good time over there and talking stuff. It was very, and then Tim hung out on Friday night at during Joe Block's thing, and I want to share that. I know I'll wait till he goes off, but Tim was just hanging out there. It was a good time. It was great.
It was fun.
It was great to have 3 of my guys there out of 5. So Tom is the 3rd one who was there, and he was there Saturday. So we'll talk about that in a bit. But I know you got to roll, Tim. I know you're not even at home, and you're just on your phone now. So
yeah, I had a call, and I had to go and drive to Virginia. So I'm here and.
I appreciate you hopping on short, on short notice too. So really appreciate it, man.
All right, thanks so much.
No problem. We'll see you soon, dude.
Tim, it was good to meet you in person finally.
Yeah.
Yes, it was good to meet you. All the people I met in person was so nice.
So Tim owes us a game though a Saturday morning game. He will be Saturday morning during the fundraiser, which will be on the 22nd. Saturday morning the 22nd. It'll be Reverse Dungeon, right? Oh, he left. It's a Reverse Dungeon Undead game for Undead Tumult.
Yeah, that's who he was talking about.
Yeah. All right. So, here we go. Wow. Leather bound.
Market day.
I just got them. They came in yesterday. I'll put our special guest up top. You're all right with that, Bill, right? With Phil's on. There you go. Oh, move Rob to the bottom.
I finally make the top row.
There you go. So
listen, we got Bill on camera. He can get the top row. I'm not going to be.
Wow, it comes with the regular and the leather bound version. Did anyone else get the leather bound? Oh, look at that. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's the leather bound. I've seen a picture of the leather bound.
Nice.
It's really nice. Nice looking.
Nice, and it's a nice slip case for protecting it. Wow, this is great. So just got it in as I got home, and I was like, you want to talk about exhausted? I get home. I'm just, I probably should DM like 2 times instead of 3 or 4, but watching the game, I am like halftime, like Washington's going to win this game. I'm going to bed. So I went to bed like the earliest I've ever gone in a while. So here you go. More Castles and Crusade stuff that just came in for me for the Kickstarter. And then the original Hermit, right? Mm-hmm. And then Lodish's Librum and the Cant all in this box from the Kickstarter. So just got them. Yeah, it looks really nice, doesn't it? So, all right. Give me, Phil, a highlight of something that was like really cool.
Man, for me personally,
sure.
I don't. A highlight for me was
like Disney. Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, it was the fact that we were able to just pull it off, with, so let me just tell you. So like, it's like the sequel, right? It's like your favorite movie, and then the sequel comes out and you're so hyped up for it and you watch it and it's a letdown. So we had a really good first year, and my concern was that, we weren't going to be able to catch that magic like we did last year. And we had a lot of special guests. We had a lot of people flying in, 43 states.
Yeah, that's awesome.
People from Canada. We had a guy flying in from, was it Brazil or Chile? I can't remember. And so you don't want to disappoint people. You want the hype to, have live up to the hype, right? And so the highlight for me was the fact that, we've continued to build a foundation on only our second year. It was really stressful, but sometimes stress is good. And I'd like to sit back now, just, only a few hours on the back side of this thing already. Page 3 is going to be much larger. And I mean physically larger, like that's not hyperbole. I mean like
Yeah.
space wise, like square footage wise, it's going to be larger. The vendor hall is planned to be, that entire space that we had the con in this year will just be vendors next year.
Cool.
And then everything else, like we'll open up.
Oh, you're going to have D still, but it's going to be attached to other ones and A or whatever. All right, cool.
Right. The next one over, and which is much, much, much larger.
Nice.
And that'll get all divvied up with the pipe and drape. And we've got conference rooms. So there's about 5 meeting and conference rooms that you normally see in the traditional convention hall, which is on the other side of that wall. And so we can have private gaming. We can, cordon off space. You can, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. That was.
Yeah. So we're going to be on you. We're going to be on you early, Jay.
Thank you. It's no problem.
To be able to,
If I have the time, set up pre, interviews pre, we know who's coming in, games, I can stream my games there just like I do with GaryCon. Yeah, absolutely. I'd do it.
Yeah.
100%.
That cut and paste GaryCon, because I've seen you stream a GaryCon.
Yep.
Something similar to that.
Good. No problem.
And, you and I can talk about it at GaryCon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Plus, with the success of this, if he's not crazily busy like this year, we may be able to get Mr. Ed G there this next year.
Who knows?
Yeah, I think so.
We got some pretty heavy hitters there, and it wasn't, shockingly, it just wasn't that hard. And I'm still kind of scratching my head sometimes. Like I just send out emails and say, hey, would you like to come to the con? Yeah, sure, no problem.
I think the coolest person that was there was Kelsey, because she's like a trend setting with Shadow Dark.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a downer. She got a little sick.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she fell ill, like I think Friday night. It's just she's fine. She's wasn't feeling great.
Yeah.
And she just didn't want to get anybody else sick. Just
smart move.
Yeah, and just wanted to be super careful. So, but she was Thursday night at the cheesesteak dinner. I talked to her a pretty decent amount, and then Friday a little bit, but she had games on Friday.
Yeah, she did. That's what I was saying. She really was GMing or whatever they call it in Shadow Dark a lot. So I saw her there. I didn't want to bother her, but then I didn't see her Saturday at all. Okay, so now
she was she was in her hotel room.
That makes sense.
So then she's really, really good buds with Baron DeRop.
And that's what Troy's saying.
And really good friends. And then Baron was gracious enough to fill in for her games that were still scheduled, including the charity game this morning. So that was really nice.
Awesome. That is fantastic. All right, Rob, give me. Well, let's do this first. Let's go back to what I'm showing below right here, right now. Let's go back to this, and I think you all are going to be really interested in this. This is maybe a new technique for playing. Let me close out some of these. I'll leave that one up as a background. And that is Joe Block. There's Rob on the corner there. Joe Block setting up Battle of Emerald Meadows in his new war game system he has for Greyhawk. And Rob was exhausted, right? You were falling asleep.
It was, it was one of those things where driving through the snow the night before, and then starting at 10. Well, actually, part of it was because I had wasn't there last year, so I had no concept of the location and where everything
Right.
was. And I got there early because I didn't know how long it was going to take to get in, and I knew that I had your game at 10 a.m. Didn't sleep well. It was like, oh,
Yeah.
then of course there was the fun finding the game.
Well, that was
Because
Joe messed up. It was Joe's mistake.
well, but there was also two parts to it. There was the fact that the game, he wanted to get it moved, which he obviously did, but it never got it reflected in the schedule,
Right.
or online. And the other part was right at the time the game was supposed to be starting, there was the announcement going out to have everything come to a stop. So I guess they were introducing some of the really special guests, which held everything up.
Right. So they
for
could.
Like
No one could get the
5,
information for them to get over there. Yeah, I got it.
and somebody came. It wasn't until like 7:15 when we should have, that somebody told us that Joe was over at the hotel, and it was fine. He hadn't started yet. He was just setting up. So
Yeah.
we got over there. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. This was uh we the rules, we were kind of beta testing the rules. I think it worked really well. We did find some things that needed to be clarified, but Battle of Emery Meadows was a good time.
So I officially wasn't signed up for it, but they had one person not show. So they were Rob and the other gentleman who you played with were, and there's Andy, an old friend of mine. I knew him from 30 some years ago. We worked at EB together. So my son jumped in. Now he's transient most of the time, but they were letting him move the positioning of the army, so he was really appreciative. And Tim and his son were there too in the background. So we had some fun. We had some fun playing this. But
we learned not to let your son roll dice for that game.
Yeah, he was rolling terribly, terribly. God. So, but it was fun. And note the following picture. I want to show this. Notice the names are on the Thrommel is there.
Still alive.
Yeah, Certain and Wilfred are the three main leaders of the army. And it is, if you see the main picture, they are seriously outnumbered by the other forces. Right, seriously. But there's a big catch to this. So Joe did a lot of this from the Dragon magazine article. It talks about it, and some other published sources. He killed us all, knowing where the tactics on it. So Rob, what was the secret?
Well, there's a couple of things. One, in order to like activate things, you had control points, which was in large part having to do with how many commanders you still actually had available, and then all the units that were immediately adjacent to each other could be activated at the same time. So the good guys pretty much started off in one giant line, and it was up to us to decide how we were going to like break things out and such. And we had more control points than they, we were going to have more control points than they did anyway.
Yeah.
The other problem they had was the knoll units that they had could not be adjacent, because if they were adjacent,
they would kill each
they
other.
would end up killing each other, which led to the single most epic moment of the entire session.
Yes, and I don't think I have a picture of it. I only have a picture of it post. So some tactical thing. It's up here in the upper corner here. So what happened was, and we can see it in one of the pictures here, we had a unit of 4 units of archers, elven archers. You could put anywhere along the line of trees as a surprise attack at one point. So we put them back here behind. There's a leader here, taking out, and we all of them shot on. Took this leader out one turn. They lost a lot of command and control on a whole point back there, and then they all these orcs kind of had to do a complete turnaround and charge. At the same time, we charged these 1 heavy and 2 medium cavalries on all of these knolls. Well, we broke all 3 of these knoll lines, and they all retreated into the other knolls, and they all started killing each other. So
yeah, we wiped out all of the gnolls.
all
in
6
one
units
charge.
in one charge, and that was the end. That was the fight. You know, we continued it all. But look, Joe really did some color blocks in there. He's a balloon, like, as you can see. They got all the different colors, you know, of the units. You know, and they're 15 millimeters. So he did a really good job with it. So the thing that lost him the fight was there's a dragon here. See this dragon? So you can declare when you're in it within a range, heroes fighting heroes, kind of like in War of the Ring. If you ever had that box set, right, the old War of the Ring game. Twice I was trying to kill Thrommel, so you guys could be, you know, oh, he's a vampire now, right? I tried. So twice Thrommel challenged a dragon, and the dragon declined the one-on-one fight, and then every time that gave them low morale, and we just took advantage of it. So we won. We like quadrupled them the kill rate. So and
yeah, I think we too. I think it was like 16-4 or something like that.
Yeah,
in terms of units that we took,
yes.
and it would have been more in our favor, except for the fact that we knew about the orcs had to charge the elves when they saw the elves.
Yeah.
What we didn't realize was how quickly the orcs would be able to close.
Yeah, we didn't realize there was a double movement rate on that. That's one thing we didn't know. So we lost 2 of the 4 elf units. But as you see, there's nothing over here. It's gone.
And the elves started off hidden. We could bring the elves out anytime we wanted to. So we're like sitting there the entire thing, waiting for them to get everybody else moved up.
There it is.
So we could really get behind them. But it was pretty cool. There was a lot of fun. And the system was pretty easy. You know, we had it down pretty well. You know, other than that one little detail, I think we had it down pretty much halfway through.
So he's gonna, so it's beat RW Games, Adventures Dark and Deep, Swords of Battle. He's gonna make some changes. One thing, there's no rules for backing up, which I said was wrong. You got to have some kind of way for a tactical retreat, which he doesn't have in there, and he's gonna work on play testing it. So, yeah, he sold a lot of his books too, right? Phil, did Joe say he had a good day too?
Yep.
Yeah.
I checked in with Joe, and he said I'm in the black.
I've got a bag somewhere over to my left sitting there with you know, his Adventures Dark and Deep, the
books
core handbook. Yeah, the core handbook and the rule book and the bestiary. Because he put what would have been like the Game Master's Guide and all that. Sort of like Pathfinder did with 2E originally, with one book at first.
So I recommend it. You know, I know he's going to be at a lot of the cons in the New York City area, New York State, ShireCon. He's going to HGMS in Lancaster, and what's that in whenever July or whatever out there. So you have some opportunities. I don't know if he's running it at GaryCon. I don't know if he's going this year. I just don't remember. So, but
I don't think he is. Yeah. Actually, he said he went to like 6 or 7 cons in 2024 and kind of burned all of his paid time off. So he's got to cut back a little bit, I think he said.
I don't blame him. You know, he's got a lot of stuff going on, but it was good. I was skeptical until we played, and then I was like, "Oh, this is cool." My son liked it, and all the players liked it. Let's be honest, not to sound like a jerk, but Rob, myself, and do you remember? This is James. Your staff member played. What's his name? Phil.
Bill.
Bill played. It was Bill and Andy. And this gentleman here on the evil side, and then myself, Rob, and James on this side, we kicked their ass. It was fun.
Honestly, the hardest part was being patient.
Yes, that's it. We were patient. We waited it out, so it was a fun time. So it's good for Greyhawk. He's going to work on some Hateful Wars ones too. So it's good for Greyhawk. It's another way of getting maybe war gamers involved in Greyhawk, right? And that's what we want. So. Very cool. Just wanted to share that with everyone. Yeah. So
it was nice to meet Joe, considering I live, 15 miles from him.
Yeah, you guys should hang out some more. So Joe will be at GaryCon, according to someone in chat.
Okay, great.
To me, that's great to hear.
Fabulous.
We'll see him there. We'll see a lot of people there. All right. So, Bill, highlights. Yeah. A highlight.
Ooh, the highlight for me was meeting people.
Okay.
There was a bunch of people from the community there that I don't get out. I'm not in front of the camera that often. I don't do a lot of the extra streams and stuff. So it was nice. I mean, I got to meet Rob for the first time. Got to meet Antiquitous, and got to meet Troy Cannibal and Mike Saxton and Mike Zudrak. Got to see him again, and the
Captain
guys
Ron.
from Troll Lord, meet Joe Block. So it really, and Captain Ron was fantastic to sit and talk to. So, and of course, seeing Anna is always a pleasure. So that was the big thing for me. It was getting out and meeting people,
First time.
and I didn't really plan out anything I was going to do, so I got into 2 games and enjoyed myself.
Yeah, absolutely. So.
But I learned now I have to look. I got to look at the schedule for Gary Con.
Yeah.
Book some events.
Yeah.
And Bill, you're going to meet so many more people that you.
Yeah. And it's cool, man. It's cool.
It's good.
Yeah. We're gonna have some fun times, Definitely have some fun times. So that's good. I know what my son's highlight was. And that was Saturday morning. Well, he got to eat a Belgian waffle at the Hilton, which he loves so much that they had it. So there you go. So he got his Belgian. He's a waffle guy, so he was very happy with that. And I'm so glad that he came and played. He played in the Emerity Meadows game, and then the third and final game. And this is the funny story. Do you remember Sunday? Do you remember Wednesday when we were talking with Chuck here and Anna here, and Bill tried to sign up and he couldn't. So Thomas and his son were the two that signed up, and he saw it on YouTube that I was saying, "Oh man, someone just filled those slots. You can't." And he was laughing. He's like, "Oh my gosh, he's talking about us on the stream." So but I was so glad that they got into the game. It was good to see other people.
And they came all the way down from Long Island.
Yeah,
right?
that day they drove down that day from Long Island to play in the game, which was really cool. So look, this is the third game. This was the Dark Elf game that I ran earlier. So as you can see, a couple weeks ago on stream with some changes to it, Dark Depths, and we got the standard Jeremy terrain out, and there's some pre-terrain for it, and there's the gate. But we had a fun time with that one. Who did I kill that one? Someone died in that one, didn't they?
No,
not really. Yeah,
people came close.
yeah,
but no.
yeah. Okay.
Which is amazing because you crit a lot.
I crit a lot, but it was all doubles and triples. It wasn't anything nasty. So, yeah.
Actually, I think the worst crit ended up being a self-inflicted one, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We had a bunch of those too. So, Dale, we'll bring back my Greyhawk. We just need more participants.
I lost a point of intelligence temporarily.
That was it. Yeah. But, Rob played for the first time as Earth Elementalist, and what happened? Like normally does in my games.
I emptied these. I had nothing left. I at the end, I'm sitting there with my staff. Is like my staff, and 3 mirror images going up to melee because there was nothing else to do.
Not one left.
You implied mano a mano.
Mono, yeah. So that was definitely a fun game as well, and that was third. And so I hate showing these pictures because I don't want to get Phil upset. I won't get Phil upset, but I want you because you know the feeling. Do I look like I'm about to pass out there in that picture? So that's the second. Yeah. That's actually the second seminar with Chuck and Stephen Chenault. So during the Altamira one. And I told
Chuck's luggage is holding him up.
Yeah.
To me, Chuck looks like he's saying, "Wow, are you serious? I got to sit here with this guy."
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, I torture him, I torture him almost daily, Phil, with all the requests and all the where are my codes and all the other stuff. Oh, I put it to Chuck pretty good. So we got full commitment from Stephen Chenault at the con. Altamira is moving forward. So, hey, what's up, Rachel? Marquee Gaming participating in the fundraiser as well. It's good to see you. But before that, we had a great Greyhawk discussion with Joe Block and the ironies of this. Now, I look exhausted. That's just a bad pick, but I look like I'm about to topple over there. We had a great discussion there. Yeah.
I was going to say, you look like somebody asked you for the 342nd time, whether or not Thrommel was actually a vampire.
Yeah, well, that happened a lot too. But we showed all the new stuff coming out in 2025. We showed a lot of stuff for 2024. We good. We got some more pictures from Tom. We got much better Tom. I can't get them on the stream, but Tom has some much better pictures from there where I'm not looking like I'm a zombie. So we shared all that, and I put it to Joe. I was like, Joe, you said that you weren't very you were very negative on the future of Greyhawk from during the virtual GreyhawkCon, and I was like, Joe, you've been benefiting from this from more than anyone, right? And he's like, yeah, you're right. So it was a great discussion. Steven needs Dr. Pepper in a can to attend the convention. Yeah, so it'll have to be Dr. Pepper next year. But those were those were both good seminars. They were both very good seminars on Saturday while Anna was playing, so she couldn't participate in either one. Got a lot of questions through, and yeah, very, very nicely done there. Let me leave that one up there. All right, so what time we got? 7:55. Look at that, we're running good. Oh, here's the seminar schedule. So ask Frank Menser anything. That was right after it. So I got commitments from Frank Menser, Kelsey, and Richard Baker for future Gabbins. Yeah.
I played in Rich Baker's 5e game on Saturday. That was the only game I played in. That was the one game I scheduled myself.
Oh, nice. How'd it go?
It was great. He did. Do I even have it? No, I guess I have it down in the game room. I played a lot of third edition, and he wrote a module called Forge of Fury. I don't know if you know it.
Yeah, third edition.
Yeah, and I love that adventure. Ran it many times for a bunch of different people, and when I invited him to come, he wrote me back and said, I'm gonna do I don't know if you know it, but I'm gonna do this thing called Return to the Forge of Fury. And I was like, well, I know what I'm signing up for. But it was good. It was good. And interestingly enough, I'll just tell a story really quick.
Yeah, please do.
I got a chance to play that game with two friends that flew in from Alabama. And
awesome.
Yeah, I used to run paid games for them, or I still run one paid game for them. And we just kind of like met online, and we never met in person until this past summer when I flew down to Alabama and hung out with them for a little bit. And we were down there. They said, well, maybe I need to fly up. We need to fly up. Two of the four, fly up and check out your con up in Philly. Like, I think it'd be a really good time. And two of them came up.
That's great.
And I gave them some suggestions as to what games to play in. I really told them to check out Order of the Amber Die and the Pathfinder stuff with all their terrain. And they really enjoyed that. We played a game with Rich Baker, who's a consummate professional. He's really good at running a game. It was great. But just, now that I think about it, you asked me earlier about a highlight. That might have been a highlight is when they were playing, because they did the con marathon. So these are two guys in their 50s, right? They've never been to a con, and they fly up for page 2 from Alabama, and they really didn't know what to expect, and they scheduled themselves pretty hard. And I said, guys, you get wiped out at a con real early if you just place like back-to-back slots.
True.
Like you gotta like pace yourself a little bit. And they're like, okay, and it was like the opposite. Like they'd finish a session so pumped and jazzed that it was like, go to the bathroom, get a bottle of water, get a soft pretzel or something or whatever, and then go right to another like 4-hour session or whatnot. And they did that like the whole con, and they just walked away like we were messaging earlier, and they said, yeah, that was so great. It was to like go to a con and like sit at a table of strangers and feel maybe a little intimidated perhaps because you never did it before, and then 10-15 minutes in, if the GM's good, if the group is good, it's like it just all the apprehension melts away.
Yeah.
And it's just you hanging out with people who understand you. You don't have to explain yourself to. You don't have to, hey, did you win in your game tonight? No, there's no winning. You're right. If you, some of it, I teach high school for a living. Jay knows that. I teach high school for a living. And so trying to explain to my coworkers, because I go to a lot of cons and I run the D&D club at school, and I get those questions. We're gamers, right?
Yeah.
How do you win the game? How do you win the game? There's no winning. Well, when does the game end? Well,
It's such a tough question to answer. And I always say, well, do you win in real life? That's the same thing. Like, how do you win on a day-to-day basis in your real existence? And it's the same, response back. So, yeah, that's it. You win when you're enjoying yourself. That's it. That's
Did
it.
you have fun? Yes.
That's it.
Yeah, you just
when you're
won.
dead. That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, you just won if you had fun. Yeah, put that on a T-shirt. You'd sell 1 million of them. You just won.
And it's I'm telling you, my son had a great time as well. And here's I'm assuming your son had a great time as well, right here, right, Bill?
He did. I mean, I was running back and forth between tables, and I got back, and he's like, I critical hit, cut a dark elf's foot off, and they died, and I loved it.
Yeah, exactly. That's
what it is. And when we were playing in Anna's game, when the troll fell or jumped down from the second story and landed on Tim, we all laughed our asses off. So
of course, because it's Tim.
It was a fun, great moment.
I had to ask, did Tim argue at all?
Well, he tried to modify sheets and add a lot of points to things and stuff. But it was, and Michael Zudrak kept saying, he says, well, I know that you and Bill are the rule vendors. And I'm like, not me. I'm the good guy. And Tim proved out that he tries to bend the rules before the game was over.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was good having Michael's son play too. So it was nice having 3 dads, 3 sons playing with Anna. It was a great family experience.
Yep. Tim was rather anti-Timish in this game, according to Michael. Well, someone's got to be anti-Timish. So, yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about Saturday morning. Let's see what deals I got at the flea market. How about that, right? First things first. I try to get stuff for my son that's classic, old school D&D, because I don't want him touching my good stuff, right? You know what I mean? So he has his own. So I think this was $15. Now it's beat up. There's no dice in it, because but it's complete except for the dice. He doesn't need dice. He's got plenty of dice. So he's got an original Holmes Basic box set now. All right, $15. I'll take that. All right.
Oh hell yeah.
$5. And that's what the yellow dot was. So I haven't peeled it off yet. Isle of Dread in beat up condition. But from this, I said, go. There's Mr. Cook right there. Where is it in here? So here it is.
It's like the second or third page.
There you go. There you go. So he got Zeb Cook's autograph on the side. Just went up to him and said, "Mr. Cook," and he was very happy to do that. So that was $5. This was 10. Because we use this exclusively. Ours is getting beat up. Atoma Magic, right? $10. I'll take that. $10 for that. That was good. Dungeon Master's Guide, beat up condition, second print cover, $15. So he's got his own first edition Dungeon Master's Guide now. Player's Handbook, beat up, first edition, right? Another $15. Nice. Take that, right? And the best of all that I think someone messed up on, and this was Andrew, my old friend, and and he 1 second. Who's that? Blue Box. Oh, it's Forge of Lore. Forge of Lore. Awesome. Great to see you guys. Thank you very much, Forge of Lore, for coming in. Hope you're doing well. We're talking about Paige. I got Phil Wirt, who, what's your actual title, Phil? Are you the main president communicator?
I'm the director of operations.
There you go. Director of operations from the con that we were at. Just got back from, a lot of us, and in Philadelphia. Thank you all, Forge for coming on. Hang out. We got giveaways from tonight, so please feel free to stick around. These are not allowed to be sold. And he had tags on them for $5. Now, I've seen these on eBay for $100 each. So I got them for $5. Dale, close your eyes. Living Greyhawk modules. Trial by Fire. Ambition's Folly. And Marked Man.
Wow.
So, yeah. Forge, thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. So, I got them for $5 each. I said to Andy, Andy, are you sure you want to sell these to me for $5? He said, everything on this table's got to go. I don't care. I think, you sure? Yeah, yep. So he sold them to me. You think you played more? Pretty cool. I don't have any of these in the actual hard print. This is the first. Sorry. I'm always getting. All right. So, really cool. Glad to see, and that was pretty good. I liked the flea market had a lot of deals. Phil, it was really good this year. So
yeah, the one good thing. I mean, well, the one thing that was a little bit of a challenge was a little cramped.
space.
You know.
Yeah. Two-way traffic. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little cramped, but that problem is solved next year. So, it's like one and done. Okay, we don't have to worry about it anymore because of the new space that we're going to take over. So, but yeah, the flea market folks, they all said they did really, really well, and yeah, happy people making money and happy people walking away with RPG products in their hand.
Here comes in Blue Box too. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Blue Box. It's good to see you. I hope John's doing well. I talked to him last weekend when he was stuck in New York City on his way to India. So I'm not sure if I've talked to him a lot lately since then. But yeah, John is. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Thank you so very much, Rory, for coming in. Hang out, please. Since we got so many people raids, and I'm going to do 2 giveaways. I'll do a second one. We'll do two of these great Greyhawk Gazetteer books. And then with 1 adventure each. So I'm going to add Hamlet onto this one. One's with Hamlet. Okay, and the other one is with one's with Deep Dwarven Delve. Okay? Exclamation point drawing. Please sit around and hang out till the end. I'll get them out tomorrow or Tuesday, weather permitting. If I could leave the house or I work from home tomorrow. All right, so
mail tomorrow. Post office closed.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's President's Day, right? Or is it Martin Luther King Day?
Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah, so it's closed. So it'll be Tuesday, everyone. So yep. And hope you're all doing well, and thank you so very much. Yeah. Okay. So Rob, what do you wish you could have done that you didn't?
Ooh, that's
We'll ask all 3 of you that question.
I mean, the whole storm thing kind of threw things off. I don't know if it wasn't for the storm. I still don't know whether or not I would have made the mothership games that on Saturday night that I decided to skip. But the fact that I definitely needed to be up and at 'em early to get home before the storm kind of threw a wrench into that. Because the other thing that screwed up was, even though I had time to go to the vendor hall on Saturday in between stuff, my big plan originally was to spend. I didn't have anything planned for Sunday, so Sunday was going to be my vendor hall, go through, get the things that I need, and then head out. Now the nice thing was, the 2 people that I really needed stuff from were the first 2 on the right and left.
Joe Block and Mike Saxton.
On the left. Mike Saxton was on the right. Yeah. It's like, hey, this is easy. I mean, I did get to the TLG booth, but the only thing that they had there that I didn't already own was the Hermit, and that I've got mine. On the way. On the way. So.
Yep, and I just got mine yesterday, as we showed earlier on stream, and leather and standard. Yep, the Hermits.
I won't lie. I did see Michael at the Frog God booth. We chatted for a while. The funny thing is, though, I couldn't buy anything from the Frog God booth because I am not entirely sure what Frog God stuff I have and don't have.
Yeah, because the Necromancer games and all that, I understand that completely. 100%. So, Michael, I got some pictures I didn't show. Here you go. Here's you and your wife on the booth, covering the booth. for Frog God? And then better yet, I'll show this quickly, Michael. If I can find it, Chuck DMing for you. There you go. Chuck DMing for your kids, real quick, right? Playing that kids game and then standing near because they were successful defeating the ogre, standing near doing the troll za at the end there. So really, really cool stuff. Yeah. So go ahead. That was good. That was great to hear. That I have the same thing with Frog God stuff. And there's the thing with Frog God is they have whenever the JBR. We got a huge community, huge Greyhawk community here, monstrous. In fact, we're gonna have 60 people from the community at GaryCon this year. Streamers, players, crafters, minions of Josh Pop. They're all going to be there. So it's
it's 60 people from here, and then I think I've got another 15 to 20 from the Troll Lord community.
Right.
It's gonna be very, very weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's very cool, JBR. So we're, it's a huge community, and if you don't know, my game is in its 45th continuous year for Greyhawk. So, and that's why we're so blessed here. I was so blessed here to have a lot of my friends come to this for the first time. So, all right. So, you wish that you were able to buy stuff from Frog God that you knew that you had or not?
Yeah, I mean, that would be nice, but I also would have liked to have been able to have a serious chance to go to some of the other vendor booths to see if there's anything else. I did get a quick glance at stuff, but Saturday with the weather on Sunday, it was like, yeah, no, that went by the boards. I was originally supposed to go back to the con on Sunday just to go to the vendor hall,
right?
And I ended up going straight from the hotel, driving home and getting out of Dodge as quickly as possible.
Yeah, understood, man. Well, you played in two of mine, which is cool, and I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah,
with two different characters, both
fun.
in the campaign. We're going to see Celisar pretty soon too. I think as Earth Elementalist. So
nice.
We'll see that. It just depends on how it comes together. I'm trying to get a game together for Saturday. We'll see. Just trying to throw it in and see whoever's available for a Saturday morning game coming up. So I will be reaching out to a lot of people.
If you're looking at this Saturday, I am available because it is the weekend before the trip. So it's Hermit weekend. We go nowhere. I go nowhere.
There you go. Cool. Very cool.
Not chancing getting sick.
Perfect. Bill, what do you wish you could?
Well, being a relative con newbie, I probably should have booked more things to do. But it was, Saturday. It was more about my son's experience than mine. So I didn't mind, going to those two games. Probably going to see Joe Block's war game that would have been cool.
Thanks, Greg.
So that's really it. I had a good time regardless, without doing a lot of games, just doing the two. Just watching other people was great.
That's why Coco and a lot of other people have said to you, you're going to wander around a lot at GaryCon, but you need to sign up for stuff because you're going to regret not playing and stuff. Right, Rob? I mean, that's the first year around, you're like, I just want to experience it. And you're like, oh, man, I could have signed up for Stefan Pokorny's game, or I could have signed up I could have gotten an Ed's game. You know what I mean? Or something, Because
The funny thing about playing stuff, it's funny. I was thinking about it. Stefan Pokorny's game, it's very, very cool. He runs a fun session. It's like, but you're used to terrain games. It's like it's a lot cooler it's a lot cooler when you're not used to having massive amounts of terrain, especially the fact that you're building.
Right. Hey, everyone's got a different style, and Stefan's got his own as an example.
It's a little offbeat. It's very, very dangerous. I'll say that much, having played it last year. It was a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So,
Mike Saxon said, "I really enjoyed chatting with you, Bill, in chat." There we go.
Yeah. By the way, Bill, I do have three Castles and Crusade sessions.
Great to meet Mike.
What's that? You played in 3?
No, I was saying, Bill, for GaryCon, I do have 3 Castles and Crusade sessions.
There you go. You can play one of his games.
I will definitely sign up. I know I'm in one game on Thursday, and other than that, I'm wide open.
Right, he's
So.
in the wedding event game on Thursday. Special guest.
All
So
right, Friday morning and Saturday morning.
absolutely.
I'd say Friday morning because you're not going to want. No one wants to get up at 8 a.m. for a Saturday morning game. That one's going to hurt.
Yeah. It definitely does. So, all right. So, Phil, what do you wish you could have done or had, or something that maybe went awry? It could be multiples because
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
gone. So
I wish I would not have signed myself up to run games.
okay.
Because that it added extra stress that I didn't need. Need. So and it was only two. I did a 5e. I actually ran one of Kelsey's 5e events or adventures because she used to write a lot of 5e before she published Shadow Dark. And anyone in the audience that plays 5e, her 5e is really good. Like
Awesome.
really, really good stuff. Really well written. So I ran that, and I know 5e really well. So that wasn't hard to do. But then today I ran because Ben Milton was there, and I like Ben. I wanted to run a Knave 2 game, and it's rules light, and it's easy. And I ran Waking of Willoughby Hall, which he also wrote, which is really good. By the way, you can use that for any OSR system. It doesn't have to be Knave 2, so I'd highly recommend that. Little plug for Ben's stuff. But it was today, so the snow was there.
Yeah.
It was so I was like stressed about the snow. I'm trying a new system, and it was just added stress I didn't need. So one of the things is, don't schedule yourself for games at your own con, thinking that you're helping the schedule out because you get plenty of submissions from people wanting to run their stuff. So, but I've got one session at GaryCon that I'm running for a game that I've never played before called Swivers. It's a little offbeat. It just came out not that long ago. If anyone's heard of it, it's from what's the publisher? Melanesian Arts Council. It's a British company. Kickstarted it. It's very weird. But I'm running one session of that at GaryCon, so
Cool.
I got a couple months to learn that. But let's see what else. I wish I would have got more sleep.
Yeah, well, it's hard because you're fired up each night, and it's hard to unwind, right?
Well,
Yes.
I had to be there. I had to be there 7 a.m. 7 a.m. at the Expo Center,
Yeah.
but you want to hang out at the bar,
Yeah.
and you want to chat with people downtime, and you look at it's like 1 o'clock, and you're like, I got to get up in 4 hours, and I'm dragging.
So, what was the official total on VIP guests? Roughly.
You mean the special guests or the gold badge folks?
Special guests, myself, Anna, all the YouTubers,
man,
Frank,
Yeah, I'd have to. Well, I got it's a good thing I'm sitting on my computer right here because I got the spreadsheet right in front of me.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, a couple people couldn't make it at the last minute.
Oh, sorry to hear.
Just the last couple days, things popped up. So, if we would have added those, let's see here, it would have been total 65.
Wow. So that's double last year.
Oh, that's like triple.
Last year.
Okay. Yeah, and so, but you could probably cut that down by like at least 5 folks that at the last minute couldn't make it. But I would like 90% of the folks made it, and they were coming in from all over the country. A lot of old TSR folks, a lot of WotC folks, and then the YouTuber content creator folks like yourself. Getting them all together.
I'm not a YouTube content creator. I'm sorry there, Phil.
No, just YouTube
slash Twitch. Thank you.
Twitch. Yes. Just content creators in general. Hey, I heard earlier in this conversation that people watch you on YouTube.
Yeah, they do. And that's it. And I just port it over. I don't edit it or anything. So Phil, you're absolutely right. A lot of people who just don't get what a live stream is. So 3 or 4 of them. So Bill, how many people came up to you and said, "Bill, a master crafter"? I know people came up to everyone stairs. Timmy had that on his name, so
Yeah, he had it on his name tag.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, there was
yeah,
more than I was surprised
yeah. So there you go.
because I'm not normally known for being in front of the camera. So, like I said, I got a face for radio. But
Bill's head got eaten
yeah,
by it.
I was surprised people who knew who I was. Because I'm kind of I stay in the background if I can.
There you go, Bill. You got
But
your
yeah,
head
it was interesting.
eaten by a beholder right there.
Yeah,
I did
I
get
would say
eaten by a beholder.
I was terrible with taking pictures of people. I did get one selfie with the beholder.
That's it. Oh,
That's
I
everything else was of terrain.
yeah.
It's like
I didn't think I took as many pictures as I did. Plus, I pilfered some of Tabletop Misfits did a great job. They were taking a lot of pictures there. I know that you had them
Yeah.
on assignment to do that, which is cool.
Yeah.
They're good guys, so that was nice to see.
Did you see Ben Franklin?
Yeah, I saw Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a reenactor that we invited to come.
It wasn't the Ben Franklin from The Office, if you remember that episode where they thought he was a stripper. So yeah, but it was the Ben Franklin. It was cool. It was a fun time.
He's the Ben you will. If you're at events in Philadelphia, you will meet Ben.
Yeah, absolutely. That was neat. So what's in highlight for something besides the size? It's just gonna for 2026.
Well, we're going to the vendor space, I think, is going to be really interesting because
It's a whole area.
right, exactly. So the
Wow.
area, anyone that went to Page, the entire area that you experienced, including where the existing vendor area is, and then where the play area was, will be vendor space. So, but we want to make sure that it's curated. We want our attendees to be excited about the vendor hall. We want the vendors themselves to find a lot of success. So you have to be very careful. You don't want to put, 7 similar vendors in one hall and then have potential sales get divided up amongst 7 different. So you have to be, you have to curate it and make sure that you're choosing the right folks. I don't know if anyone got a chance to talk to Justin at Severed Books.
I did not.
That was there. He was right next to Frog God. And he was a late ad because we had another vendor drop out. And I was really excited because Ron had chosen him, and I said, "Who's the person you had?" Oh, this guy Severed Books. I said, "Justin?" I was like, "He's great. He's amazing." Lot of Kickstarter success. He writes a lot of Morkborg stuff. And
cool.
yeah, a lot of Morkborg stuff, a lot of Morkborg compatible. And but he had a blast. And he goes to PAX Unplugged too, and has a booth. He's in Maryland. But it's folks like that and, no disrespect to certain folks that have a shop on the side or this and that, whatever.
Yeah.
But when I go to a con, I'm in a vendor hall. If I'm at PAX, Gen Con, I want either gaming materials, including games themselves, and I want accessories that I can use to help me play my games. So I'm personally, I'm not the kind of person that's look at this cool Etsy thing that I can, refrigerator magnet kind of guy. Some people are, but that's not to say that we're not going to have refrigerator magnet people if somebody has really cool ones. I know Chet Minton had some.
Chet's great guy.
Chet is a fantastic artist, and I don't know if you saw the back of the program that we were handing out. The back of the program had Chet's commissioned artwork for page 3. So we already have that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't catch that. So
no, I did not.
Yeah. So if you took one of the paper programs, you kept it. The back side of it is the page 3 Chet Minton original art that we're using for next year.
What are the dates?
I think it is the 15th to the 18th. So it's always going to be. This is how you're going to remember Page going forward. It's always going to be the weekend before MLK Day. Always.
All right. Okay, even if Valentine's Day falls on that Friday, Saturday, because I guess that's a Wednesday. Because that's one of the things.
January, not
Oh, it's
February.
Oh, January. What am I thinking? Oh, see, I'm thinking my thing. I'm thinking my
You're-
fundraiser. Sorry, it shows you where
No.
my brain is. I'm brain dead now too. So yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
you're just a romantic at heart. You just was thinking about Valentine's Day. That's what it is.
So history prof, how did Paige get so famous so quickly? I'm gonna tell you why. It's like Gary Con in North Texas, because it's got an old school feel to it. That is why. That's what people want. It's got all the 5e stuff and Shadow Dark stuff, but it's got some legends to the game there, and it's all inclusive for everyone. And I think that is the key.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know if I might have said this to you, Jay, or I might have said it, Ron might have said to you. Well, we put Paige in January because we get questions sometimes like, why do you put this con in the middle of the winter time? Because we think of it like literally like a four-pointed, like a diamond, where you can go to a quality
Yep.
RPG convention about every 3 months. So like whether it's Gary Con, Gamehole Con, North Texas, we see those as our sister conventions.
Absolutely smart.
And Alex was there from Gamehole. He was one of our guests,
Yep.
and we had he's great. Mike's always invited. But Mike doesn't like to fly, so getting
Is
him
that
up
bad,
here.
Mike?
Yeah, bad Mike.
Mike Battleato?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we had a lot of attendees, a lot of special guests from GaryCon were our special guests. So it's like we don't feel like we're competing with anybody. We don't even feel like we're competing with PAX U. We get questions like that, like, well, PAX U is like 6 weeks earlier, and that's in Philly. I'm like, PAX. I love PAX though.
Yeah, it's
Different.
not the same.
It's different. It's a different kind of con. It's not a gamers con.
No.
That's no disrespect on PAX Unplugged. It's just
it's not intimate at all.
You don't go to PAX Unplugged to play games. You go to PAX Unplugged to go to the vendor hall, have business meetings, go to some really good panels.
Yeah.
You watch a couple of interesting actual plays, live plays. But playing games there is awful.
The setup for open play is terrible.
Yeah.
By the way, you guys had plenty of open play tables. There was plenty of open play tables. No one could not. If you wanted to just set up and do something, there was plenty of room everywhere. So that was good.
I'll give you a little behind the scenes. So we got a lot of feedback from last year about not enough open play tables. And we finagled the schedule and the map for the tables like 100 times to optimize space for people that just wanted to grab a game, sit down. And even if you're getting some from like the snack bar in the back, and you just need to sit down and have a couple of bites to eat, or just wanted to take a rest. And no one sat at the open play table. Well, it's not scheduled, so you can sit down.
Right. Absolutely.
But and then people took advantage of that. A lot of folks, Jay, you're probably like me, and people that go to cons, like I don't go to cons to open play. I go to cons to hang out with my buddies, play specific games with specific people.
Yep.
And have dinner with specific people, and that kind of a thing. But just open play is not my thing. But I think I maybe people like me might be in the minority. I think a lot of people go to cons to open game with their buddies and their other friends that they don't see a lot, and they can have dedicated face-to-face time at a gaming convention where they get to play what they want to play. And so we got a lot of requests for open gaming tables, a lot.
Definitely. And there's a lot. We like Order of the Owl is the biggest one. Like I can think of it at Gary Con.
Mm-hmm. They always tuck them up in a corner up there, up at the stairs, top of the stairs.
And the tables right outside Evergreen are always filled with people playing games.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Carlos has got his own little niche that he does a lot of open gaming because he's DMing way late at night. So in the day, if he's up, he's doing that, so that's cool. All right, so let's do some. We're not going to go super late tonight, everyone. All right, so because I know Phil's exhausted. I want to see the end of the game going on now as well. And but I'm so glad you all came on. Once again, I apologize. I did not stream at all. It just was too loud, especially the seminars. That guy screaming behind the thing. There was no way. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy the con and tell you all about it here tonight. And that's the way we're going to have it. But next year it'll be different. Even Phil says next year it'll be different, so we'll have some dedicated rooms. Tom, thanks to all. Appreciate it. So let's. So Rob, how do you want to close out your discussion part here? What would you like to say?
So I need to. She's not in the chat, but Heather Ashcroft.
Yeah, Heather Ashcraft. Yeah.
Valley Girl Heather on the TLG stream. We did a one-on-one session of Amazing Adventures because I was the only sign up.
Oh, was that you? I walked.
Yes.
That was you. Okay.
That was me. Yeah, and so yeah, I told her, I was like, listen, I grew up playing just me and my brother D&D, so it's like it just take me back to my roots playing one-on-one. So she ran the game.
Thanks,
we had some fun. It was cool getting to play Amazing Adventures instead of running it. It was the first time I got to do it as a player, so that was cool.
I got a question for Kai Brightwing. It's always, who made the owlbear rug again? Because I keep on forgetting. So the owlbear rug that I use.
I will take a look, and I'll see if I can find the STL, and then the next Crafters show we do, I will put a link up for it.
Yeah, there you go. So, but Kai is the one who gave it to me. So, well, Rob, I appreciate you coming on, and I'll get you working out what we're gonna do on over the weekend here with who's available. So, it's I'm pleasantly surprised, but I'll save myself to the end on everything that happened. It was great weekend.
Oh, I also thanks to Mike Saxton's amazing work. I now have plenty of terrain to choose from to bring with me to GaryCon. I haven't figured out what I'm taking with me, but I've got stuff to choose from.
Yeah. And how many times you DMing? 3 times, right?
Yeah. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning.
Awesome. And panels and all the other stuff for you too. So typical. And once again, Phil, it's just like I got to avoid what happened last year at GaryCon. Drinking heavy.
You just jinxed us, man.
I avoided it at this last weekend. I had at most 1 to 2 Kahlúas and cream each night. I was there, and that was it, and I was fine. So I didn't turn into the guy right below me here, the ever mysterious Tim. So that's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome, Mike. That's awesome. Very cool. If it's just Fat Dragon, that's great. We'll see. So Bill, what about you in closing here?
I mean, it was a good time. I'm glad I went. I'm looking forward to next year. That's it's a big thing. It was great meeting people. Me and Rob getting to sit. He got to play with my son, or my son got to play with him. Yep. It was a great experience. I'm looking forward to see the new and improved page 3.
A follow-up to you. We had 3/5 of the crew here. What are the chances of getting 5/5 of the crew there next year?
Well, you never know. 2025 is a long year. You never know.
Yeah, it is a long way away. And by then, I may be a new man with 2 replaced hips, no prostate, and 2 replaced hips, right? So we'll see. And I may be able to actually instead of walking around with this damn cane everywhere and pumping myself up with way too many painkillers. So you did find on Etsy, Kai. Okay, so someone may have gotten them for Fat Dragon and printed them out. So it's probably, according to Mike Sexton, it's Fat Dragon. So that's probably where they are. Thank you. Yeah, all right. Phil, how about closing for you?
Yeah. Anybody that you folks and anybody that's in the chat that was there, we really appreciate the support. Like I said earlier, was page 2 going to be that letdown from page 1? Those of us that were there last year, we didn't really know what to expect, and it was like kind of like a little lightning in a bottle. Were we able to recapture that? And that was my biggest fear, was that we were going to disappoint folks or oversell it, and it wasn't what you thought it was going to be. So I think people in the Northeast corridor are dying for a con of this style, and I think that's why we've had such success. There's so many people that can drive within a 3 to 4 hour a range. And no disrespect to the Midwest cons, I fly out there every year for all of them. I love them. They're great. But, I live on the East Coast. And so folks that live from, say, Boston down to DC, if they want to come to an RPG con and play RPGs, Page is where you're going to do that at. PAX Unplugged, again, I'm not hating on PAX Unplugged. I go every year and I love it. But it's not it's not a con I go to play games at or hang out with my RPG folks at. But that's what we're doing. And Page 3 is going to be it's going to be gangbusters. And having you stream, Jay, having other folks stream, it's going to be a whole nother component to it that we're going to have to figure out. It's a challenge that we're gonna have to figure out, and don't be surprised if Ron and I reach out to you for some expertise.
I can. That's not a problem. I mean, I do the same thing for Gary Con because no one can figure out how to, what does Josh call it? Guerrilla streaming, right? So I'm not attached in, and we don't have. We're not channel set. I'm on my channel, boom, doing it. Moving around. I got a case. I'm bringing a little. I'm bringing this bag, right? I fit everything I need to stream in this damn bag right here, right? That's it. And I could stream with that. Now, I don't have my super high-res cameras, but that's okay because, it just is, Jeff, you need to get there. But we can do it. If there's an interview room especially, too, that would be really awesome. I think that's a key to have an interview room, along with a gaming streaming room. But there's a lot of stuff we can talk about. I'm here. Utilize me. I have no problem to assist. None at all. So
yeah, appreciate the offer.
Of course. All right. So what's going on this week? I have no banners done for this week, but it is a 4-stream week. Okay, so we'll have Legends Lore Wednesday. Anna's on a plane. I'll talk to Anna sometime tomorrow. Anna and myself and Les have a meeting with Luke tomorrow night as we continue Mel's Guide to Greyhawk, the Borderlands of IU's Book 1. For that publication. So I'll let you know how that all goes tomorrow night. We're so excited about that. We'll have Wednesday night, Thursday night with the normal guys, Saturday probably morning at 9 with a special group, and then a Gabbin next Sunday. So there'll be 4 streams. So 1,800 people in a right size hotel will be a great con. Shlomo, here's the problem. There aren't any hotels that are right size in the Philly area. I think the way they're doing it with some in the Hilton, which is literally right across the street, quarter mile from it, and that convention center, which is probably cost effective, that convention center too, as compared to going into the convention center in Philly and dealing with
between the Hilton and the Hampton. I mean,
I think they got it right here.
We already our contact at the Hilton. We already have arranged with them that the Hilton will be completely blocked out for Page.
That's awesome.
Only be Page rooms next year. So
that's great.
The whole hotel will just be Page guests for that block. We already inked the deal. So
that's nice.
Well, I'm gonna say inked the deal. I'm gonna put words in Ron's mouth, but that's the understanding that I was told, that the entire Hilton will be Page, and then there's a Hampton literally like across a parking lot from the Hilton. So if it can accommodate overflow, and Valley
Forge is not that far if there's overflow for that.
Yep. Valley Forge is literally like right down the highway, a couple of minutes to get off the exit, and boom, it's there.
So we're gonna wait. We're gonna not go offline until 8:45 till Darling gets up. Okay, everyone. So if you're all good for another 8 minutes, please. I'm trying to accommodate them. So Page questions or DMing questions. You got myself and Rob, or terrain questions for Bill. Please, or more Page questions for Phil. Go for it if you have one, please. If not, I'm going to. We're gonna get the giveaways going shortly as well, but I want to hang in those 8 minutes to give Darling, because they got that special game going up with Bones GMing, and we want to give them a full raid in of over 100 people, which is so awesome. And thank you all for being here, and thank you for all the raids. So come on, someone's got to have a freaking question. So how many Page search for sales still?
Oh man, geez, like right before we left the vendor hall this evening, we still had some. We had some from last year, which we didn't think would sell. Like the first year ones, we were selling them for $5.
Yeah, Tom bought one.
And people were we almost sold out of those, crazily enough. The new ones, we still have some, everything from smalls up to I think about 3XXL. There's still a couple. You can probably, I don't know. I got to talk to Ron if we want to get into like mailing stuff to folks. I don't know, but we still have some around. We didn't sell them all out, but yeah, we still have some. It's
Prof,
you can
just
see it's
whisper
it's the logo
Phil,
here.
Prof, whisper Phil if you're serious about it. You know,
Yeah.
when I send out my shirts, I usually charge 1060 or whatever for shipping because I do it United States Postal Service, the priority. And that's only what it is, you know. So
Okay.
yeah, so you're gonna have to add the shipping on to whatever the shirt cost is. So yeah.
Yeah, we could probably accommodate you.
Thanks, Bones.
Again, I don't have them. Ron has them, but I can send you your address and we can figure it out. And
Bones, I know you got your game, but I'm going to reach out to you real quick on Discord here as well. All right, so Darling's getting herself up here. So keep the questions coming, please, as we're waiting for. So I'll say another thing here. One thing I learned. I'm not running BattleTech. I got one sign up. It was Rob. I switched thanks to Phil. Phil switched it to D&D for me, and it filled right up. So we're gonna keep running D&D. I try to experiment.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I was perfectly thrilled to play D&D, but it was like people are missing out on a golden opportunity to play some battle.
I know, man.
Rain and
like, yeah. So it's I tried though. You know what I mean?
No, you did.
I did. I know there was a BattleTech tournament, but that was over at the Hilton, right? Correct, Phil?
I'm gonna say yes with question mark.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But
and this was a standalone. Yeah.
Jay, do you know Scott McGregor?
Name is familiar.
He's a big con goer. He's always at GaryCon. He does a lot of BattleTech at GaryCon.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get him to come to Page because he's a BattleTech draw, and I'm hoping it can spill out over into other folks. I don't think a lot of people in our area are maybe I'm wrong are that familiar with BattleTech. But you go to the Midwest, it's like
it's huge. Yeah,
it's like hotcakes out in Wisconsin and place like that.
So awesome there, Bones. Thank you very much. Excellent. Very cool. There you go. I'm multitasking again. We love BattleTech. I throw in a stream once in a blue moon. I was doing it almost every other month, and then I got in a roll with a second D&D group in the morning. I got the Bone Baddies, and I got Nuclear Meat now. I don't name them, Phil. They name themselves. You know, with the Slav Squad and all and Ed's 2 drink minimum and all that. But so we've been on a roll for a while. I'll say this. One last thing. So my son, I can't find my son after the seminars, and I said to him, "You can wander about. You do not leave this building." He's 14, so I can't find him. So I finally call him on his phone. And he's like, "Oh, I'm right here. I'm right here near the seminar thing." He's playing in a World of Tanks game.
I hear y'all talking about it.
So come on over here.
Yeah. Hey, dude.
All right, so go ahead. Tell him how you talking to that. Tell him how you like World of Tanks.
Yeah, I was playing I was playing the game pretty much like the entirety of the time it was at the seminar.
And how'd you do?
I was absolutely destroying the person.
Yeah,
The person I was playing against.
yeah. So we went over to the one seller who had a basic set and some other tanks. So we got it for him. So I may try and live stream a World of Tanks game board game. Yeah, just to throw it in there, right? Just to throw it in there with him playing because he likes it. So I'm trying to get him interested. If he doesn't, he got his D&D stuff, but trying to get him involved in other things too. So they're not on the computer 24/7. And I said, no World of Tanks MMO, dude. No. But the actual simulation as a classic war game, that's good. So, yep. You like World of Warships? Yeah. So it is. Yes, it is in a.
It's a tabletop.
It's in tabletop.
And also.
Yeah.
Also the video game.
It's in tabletop. So yeah, dude, run down and get me this box set.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. We're still waiting for Darling. Let's do the giveaway in a second here.
Did you see there was a GM question above?
I'm sorry. What was it?
Shlomo had asked a question about DMing for a group of 5th level characters with an undead boss.
Though that plays the team very
Yeah.
smart. I would keep back to I keep going. No, 5th level. You're going to Lich.
He's 5e is it's a 5e game.
Yeah.
How about a pumped up crypt thing?
Yeah.
Soup up your crypt.
Vampire.
Yeah, vampire's good. That's kind of yeah. So here, we're bringing on that.
But again, with 5e, if your group is good with tactics in 5e, you're going to
There's a
want to
star
have
set.
more than one, because any good 5e group is, as long as the group is not as long as the big bad is not the wipe them with one shotting them, they're going to take it down pretty easily.
Are on different sides.
Multiple vampires? No, because then you're playing Ravenloft then, where there's 30 vampires in there, right? Thanks, man. Thank you. So I just wanted to share.
Yeah, vampires with ghouls or
gas,
whites or
gas and consecrated land, so that the freaking old school turn isn't as powerful as it is. Because Bill, how many times does a normal turn work in my game?
In your game? Never.
So there you go.
Never. Clerics, it's a useless skill in clerics.
Here's another one. You want a murder mystery? Penangolin. The one that the female vampire that her guts rip out every morning.
Separates from the body.
Yeah, the Penangolin. Yeah. Desecrated. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Dale. Dale, I'm getting tired. I'm just waiting for the pop up for Darling to go, and then we're gonna do the giveaway and run over there. So yep. So Anna had some kind of nasty goals last night. You got to remember, Anna is playing a her own game system, and she really cranks some stuff out. She knows what she's, the zombie goats, were they in there?
No, but we had skull ravens, and then they were some type of the ghouls. When you destroyed them, it transferred the pain of Ias to you in psychic damage. It was rather uncomfortable. Tim found that out, I should say.
Okay, Darling.
Or was it Michael?
Darling is going live. Okay, so Darling's live now, so we're getting there. All right, let's do the giveaways. First, you got to tell me if you want the World of Grail Gazetteer and Deep Dwarven Delve, or the World of Grail Gazetteer, which was shown at GaryCon during my seminar with Joe Block. It's probably the highest rated DM's Guild new Greyhawk thing that's selling by far. What a great job they all did. The community did on that.
Troy, great art.
And Bahamut. Okay. I will send them out. I'll just need your full name and address. Anyone can win. Here we go. So let's close that out, and we're going to raid right into Darling with well over 100. Yeah, I think you're better off, Shlomo. What I do is, and Bill will tell you this, I do a lot of main baddies with a little bit of lesser ones to annoy them. Like in the fight with the Dark Elves, she did a spider summoning spell, 9 large spiders. Well, they're easy to kill, but if you have 3 on you, and you got to kill 1 in a round, and you got other real high level baddies around, that could be catastrophic. So you should do some kind of like spell casting vampire, spell casting Penangolin, and then a lot of minions in that. I think you're doing only minions in those fights, and that's the difference. If that makes sense. All right, here we go. Let me close this out. Sorry, I'm babbling. Phil, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah. I just walked in the door. I popped in my earbuds.
That's perfect timing.
The notification popped up that you were going live on Twitch, and I was like, well, I might as well hop in the chat.
Comma. I got your address. Brungale, nice. So, Comma and Brungale, tell me, let me make sure that they are in chat. Comma is, Brungale is, they both are in. There they go. First one that tells me which one they want, Deep Dwarven Delve or Hamlet, they get that one, and the other one gets the other. So, and if not, I will be randomly assigning them to each. So, there you go. Let me know, and if not, yep. So, thank you all. Darling is showing now in chat, I think. Let me refresh just to make sure. She is still not showing. I hate this thing. Oh, sorry. Oh, there. Yeah, she's showing now. Please sit tight. Give her a follow if you haven't already. It's a great game. It appears Bones is definitely playing in the Saturday morning game now, so we got some more confirmations. We're going to have a fun time Saturday as well. So 4 streams this week. I'll see you all soon, and thank you all, special guests. And I am so looking forward to Paige next year. Hopefully I'm still on the VIP list.
Oh, I don't see why anything would change.
So, and we will continue doing some great things through 2025 and into 2026. But let's get through this year. Thank you very much, Troy, for those kind words. We're trying to keep the community is on a roll. So let's keep the community on a roll through Gary Con through the fundraiser. We got $26,200 to raise this year. And so we got to figure out how to get past that. I'm trying to get some very special people involved. So there's a lot of money, and that is a month from now. So that's the week of 20th through the 23rd. That's the next big thing for us, then Gary Con. So I got to start concentrating on that. See you all Wednesday night for Legends and Lore. Thanks. You're welcome. All right. Awesome. Let me set the raid up. I gotta find her. She's not showing up on the top because Darling Creep Show. There she is. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see how many we get. Paying no attention to the spinning 45s. 113. Wow. Awesome. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enjoy Darling Creep Show. We'll see you Wednesday night. Wow. That's a nice raid. Okay. End stream here. So Phil, I'm trying to keep it rolling here. Last year we were number 17 in all D&D channels on Twitch and viewer hours watched. So we're in the top 20. So I'm just trying to keep it rolling, man.
Yeah.
Because it's like I don't know if it's. You're right. There's something that doesn't compute. Like I'm trying to engage in conversation with all the YouTube guys. And Twitch guy, they don't even want to talk to me. It's just weird.
You'd be surprised how many people don't even know what it is.
Yeah. But I prefer the live stream over the vid. But we'll port the vids over still, But I'm just like, I talked to Professor DM a bit, but that was about it. Like Bob the Builder, Nerd Arky.
Yeah, Dave
he looked at me like I had two heads. Now I
Hmm.
don't know if he was high because that dude looks like he's high all the time, right? The old guy, right. He looks like he's smoking something 24/7, but like he didn't even understand it. And I'm thinking to myself, So I tried to mingle with those guys, but hey, I like Mike Shea. Mike Shea gets it because Mike does both, right? So
Yeah, well, that's true. That Mike
Yeah.
does. Yeah,
Mike
Mike
gets
does
it.
do Twitch pretty hard on Sunday mornings.
He does.
So
and
yeah.
I said to him, Mike, you'll be partnered in a second. Do a second stream every other week, and you'll have enough minimum to make it. He's like, I don't care about that. I said, Mike, it's a huge thing, man. The income generation alone goes way up if you're partnered. I said to him, I said, Mike, if you just do a talk show for an hour and a half, on one night a week. So
Hey Jay,
Bill,
I'm gonna roll.
See you, man.
I'm gonna go watch.
Yeah, I want to do that too. I'm babbling too much.
Yep. I gotta go. I got yelled at.
Thanks,
I gotta go snow blow up.
Guys, thank you all. And Phil, reach out to me anytime. I'll see you at GaryCon. We'll talk there. But
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
Yeah,
everyone have a good night. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate it. I'll get with you on the game. Okay.
Rob, was great meeting you, man.
All right. See you soon.
Great meeting you, Bill.
All right. See you guys. Good night.
Bye, guys. Thanks a bunch.
Thank you.